Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with book 3 of the Sophie Kinsella Shopaholic series. This one is Ties the Knot. It's quite hard to do a non-spoilery review slash quick discussion of this book because it's going to spoil 1 and 2, so I can't really do that. I will read the blurb, but just go into this video knowing that there will be spoilers for other 2 books. So the blurb says, for once in Becky Bloomwood's life, things are going smoothly. She's got the dream job as a personal shopper, spending other people's money and getting paid for it. She's got a fabulous Manhattan apartment with her boyfriend Luke. They even opened a joint bank account, although they can't quite agree whether a Miu Miu skirt counts as a household expense. Then Luke proposes and all of a sudden life gets hectic. Becky's mum in rural Surrey wants one thing, Luke's mother in New York wants the complete opposite. Becky knows she has to sit down and decide, but to be honest, it's a lot more fun testing cake, trying on dresses and registering wedding presents. But time is ticking by, plans are being made by both sides of the Atlantic, and soon she realises she is in trouble. So that is the premise of the book. The title doesn't really give anything away, nor does the blurb. So we start the book by seeing Becky and Luke in Manhattan. I have got the baby down here in case you can hear that. So the book starts off sort of where we left off. We're in New York. Becky's still got her job as her personal clothing assistant and loving it. Luke is still running his business in New York, isn't he? And it's jumped a year, so they have an apartment and they're living together, and I sort of wanted to see them get on their 2 feet and explore New York a bit more and see them as a couple. We haven't really seen that yet, so to know that my baby is due a feed. Are you hungry? You are, aren't you? I'll give you some milk in a minute. What was I saying? Yeah, I would have really liked to seen the characters grow and learn about each other and have that depth with them establishing their relationship and being in New York and things like that. We didn't get that. It was like, we've moved, here we are, right, we've been here a year, and I didn't necessarily like that. But they are living in an apartment. They have, or Becky has a friend who she met in the apartment block called Danny. I believe he's gay. Don't quote me on that. But I like their friendship and I like the relationship that they've got. Like I said in my previous book review, I really wanted Becky to branch out and have some more friends. We then see them go back to the UK to... I'm really sorry if she's distracting. Florence, come here. Come here. Ugh. You're going to sit with me and chat books, okay? No, look, your dummy matches the book. Good girl. So we see... Are you okay? Mwah, mwah, mwah. So we see Luke and Becky go back to the UK for Suze's wedding to Tarquin, which is obviously Suze's best friend. And we find out that she is pregnant, as in Suze, not Becky. And I don't know how I feel about the proposal. So Luke ended up proposing to Becky at the wedding, and I just thought that that was not an okay thing to do. Like, you just don't do that, and he did that, and again I didn't think it would be like that. So then we go on this massive whirlwind, I'd say, adventure of Becky not really planning her own wedding because 2 people are doing it for her. Her mum is so excited and is planning a wedding for back home. And then Luke's mum is planning a wedding in New York at the Plaza, which is like the dream of the dream for Becky. But as things go on, she realises that it's not necessarily, like Eleanor, Luke's mum, isn't necessarily doing it to celebrate the marriage of her son and her future daughter-in-law. It is all about her and showing off and inviting her own friends and not necessarily Becky and Luke's, which I just didn't like. I will say that I liked this book the least at the moment of the 3 that I've read. I much preferred the first and second. I found this one to be really irritating, really long drawn out. I found I didn't want to pick it up. It took me a lot longer to get through it. I think it took me about 2.5, 3 weeks, which is quite a long time for me. It's not necessarily a big book. It is 384 pages, so not massively big, just an average book. And yeah, I just found myself getting really frustrated in times, and I was annoyed with all the characters. I got annoyed with Becky for not communicating and standing up for what she wanted, whether she wanted it in New York or whether she wanted it back home. I got really cross that she wasn't vocalising that, and it was like, it's your wedding day, like, do what you want. And I got really annoyed at that. It annoys me how she's like a child in a sweet shop. Like, she just sees something shiny and she goes for it, and then she sees something that way and she just can't make decisions, and I can't relate to people like that. It annoys me how not interested Luke was with the wedding planning, and it annoyed me how he let his mum speak to Becky. I mean, I know he ended up standing up for her. As I was saying, I was getting really frustrated that it took to Luke's mum getting a prenup sorted for Becky and Luke for him to suddenly realise that the way that he treats his future wife is just not respectful, and it really got on my nerves. If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't necessarily have any funny points that I read in this. I just remember points that I really didn't like. There was a section when Suze went into labour and Becky was there, and I got really frustrated how Becky was just so impulsive. She went to, I think it was John Lewis or somewhere, and she ended up buying so much irrelevant stuff for a baby, and I thought to myself, how can you be that clueless in life? I swear she brought like a blow-up canoe or something because she wasn't able to get her hands on it, on what she needed, like a bouncy ball for obviously helping with labour. And I was just reading it thinking, how are you that clueless? Like, how are you that dumb to not think, oh, they don't have a ball, don't worry, I won't get one. Oh no, I'll just get a blow-up canoe. Like, that was just not realistic. It wasn't funny. And I was just like, I can't believe what I'm reading. I am happy that they eventually got married. I'm happy that everyone was sort of happy in the sense that they faked the marriage in New York to please Luke's mum, and that was sort of left as was. Don't think we're ever going to really see or hear from her, especially in the next book. I think the book after that we will, because the book after the 4th is Shopaholic and a Baby. Oh, I wonder what that's going to be about. Yes, I'm happy that they were able to sort of please everyone, but I wish that they would have just pleased themselves and had more of an input on their wedding day, because it's them that are getting married, not the families. And I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me, I guess. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. The next book is called Shopaholic and a Sister. There is a, what is it called? A novella, I believe, which is in between 3 and 4, so we'll call it 3.5. And I want to say that's Shopaholic on a Honeymoon, and I would have liked that as a book on its own. I don't know where I can read that. I don't know if I can get it on Kindle. I'll have to have a little look. I would like to see, I'm just summarising as to what I would like to see. I don't know what is in each book. I would like to see them go travelling, exploring, having fun, being playful, because we haven't necessarily seen that yet, and they're married. I would just like to develop their relationship a bit more and actually see them together, because in book 3 we didn't really see that. Luke was busy with his business yet again. He had dealt with a lot of family issues. He also had to deal with Michael going to hospital because he had a heart attack. Like, lots of things did happen, but at the same time I just feel like I just read about Becky not making decisions, stringing 2 people along, not making a decision as a grown woman, being indecisive. That sort of is what I've just said, and I don't know, it just left a sour taste in my mouth. Because of that, I'm now not reading the 4th straight away. I'm currently reading something else because I just need a break. If you've read this, leave me a comment and let me know. Let me know how you felt after you read it, because I'm hoping it gets better. But when you go through a lull like this in a 9-book series, it's not good. Like, you don't want that. You want to be like impulse to read the next, and now I'm like, oh, I don't really have the urge to pick up the 4th. So I'm hoping it gets better, But at the moment, this is my least favourite. She just really grated on me, and yeah, I didn't think it would go that way, but it has. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it was a little bit chaotic, a little bit all over the place. I've got Florence who's due a feed. She's now playing on her playmat, just sort of keep her entertained. And it wasn't necessarily a positive book review, which is something that I don't normally do. If there wasn't a book that I didn't enjoy, then I wouldn't film the video, because there's no point. But I'm doing the series review because I do want to work my way through them. But that wasn't my favourite. So, Shopaholic and a sister next. Again, what is that going to be about? I have no clue. Don't know if she has a sister. Don't believe she does. Whose sister is it? Has Luke got a long lost sister? I feel like this next book could go in any direction, but I would also like a good chunk of it to be honeymoon. But we shall see. I will read that book very soon once I finish the mammoth book that I'm now on. I've just started. I'm about 15% into Cassandra Clare, Lord of Shadow, sorry, and it's like a 700-page book, so it's pretty chunky, but I'm hoping to make my way through it pretty quick. Like I said, leave me a comment below, let me know how you found this, let me know what your favourite book in the series is, and yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!